What would you give up if Allah asked you for it today? Your comfort, your wealth, your career, your own child? Let that question settle in your chest. Because once, a man did exactly that. And not just any man, this was Ibrahim, alayhi salam. He stood, heart torn but faith unshaken, ready to give up his son. Not out of madness, not out of desperation, but out of complete, unquestioning submission to his Lord. And just as his blade neared the neck, the heavens spoke. You have fulfilled the vision. The test was passed. The sacrifice accepted. Now pause for a second. In our world of noise, distraction, and endless desires, have we forgotten the power of sacrifice? Have we lost the ability to say, Labbaik ya Rabb? When life gets hard, ask yourself, what do you still cling to that keeps you from Allah? What are you afraid to lose, even if it's hurting your soul? Don't scroll past this message. This is your moment to reflect. Click like if you feel this truth in your heart. Subscribe and join a growing family striving together for the sake of Allah. Because this isn't just a video. It's a call to awaken your soul. Section 1. Qurbani, not just a ritual, a revolution. Qurbani, often translated as sacrifice, is not just a ritual action we perform once a year. It is a timeless reminder that faith is not measured by what we claim, but by what we're willing to give up when Allah calls. It's easy to offer words, but Qurbani demands the knife, not on the throat of a lamb, but on the throat of our attachments. Every one of us carries within us a set of desires, emotions, and attachments that have become sacred, not because they're righteous, but because we've never had the courage to place them on the altar of obedience. Ibrahim, alayhi salam, didn't just sacrifice his son, he sacrificed every illusion of control. He said, "O Allah, this child is from you. If you want him back, I surrender." He proved that love for the Creator comes before all creation. Now let's ask ourselves the hard question. What are we still holding back from Allah? Are we able to give up a toxic relationship for His sake? Can we put down the phone and pick up the Quran when our heart is in crisis? Can we silence the ego when it screams, "I'm right," just to preserve peace? Qurbani is not about the animal. It's about taming the nafs that wants to be fed more than it wants to be purified. It's about learning to lose, so that we can win the pleasure of Allah. Section 2. Self-control, the hidden core of Qurbani. Here's a powerful truth we don't talk about enough. The knife of Qurbani isn't for the animal, it's for the nafs, our inner self that whispers destruction. It's for the pride that breaks relationships. It's for the envy that poisons the heart. It's for the greed that blinds us from the needs of others. Allah doesn't need blood. He doesn't need meat. He tells us clearly in Surah Al-Hajj, it is neither their meat nor their blood that reaches Allah, but it is your taqwa that reaches Him. That trembling awareness of Allah that makes you stop the moment your ego says, "Just say it." That invisible strength that lets you walk away from a fight, from gossip, from sin, even when no one else would blame you for staying. Qurbani is a school of mastery over the self, and we are the students, learning, struggling, striving, because here's the reality. If we don't cut our destructive emotions, they'll cut us. Anger will sever our peace. Envy will shatter our joy. Lust will burn our dignity. Greed will empty our soul, no matter how full our hands are. But what if this year your Qurbani wasn't just external but internal? What if you placed your anger on the altar? What if you sacrificed that sin you've been quietly feeding in the dark? What would you become if you truly surrendered? Think about it. And if that moved something inside you, stay with me. The deeper layers are still ahead. Section 3. Facing our inner idols. Let's go deeper now, because if you think idols only existed in ancient temples, think again. Today's idols don't sit on stone pedestals. They live inside us, in the hidden corners of the heart, quietly, worshipped in silence. The idol of ego. That voice that says, "I don't need to apologize." The idol of comfort. That says, "I'll start praying properly later." The idol of desire. That tells us, "Just one more scroll, one more night, one more sin." And the idol of fear. that keeps us paralyzed, afraid to speak the truth, to make hijrah, to change. And Qurbani. Qurbani is not just about slaughtering an animal. It is a declaration of war on every idol that stands between you and Allah. When you take that knife in your hand this Eid, don't just think about the sheep. Think about the idol you're afraid to confront. Think about the part of yourself you know is keeping you small, anxious, hollow. Let's ask ourselves, what's that one thing you love but need to let go of for the sake of your Lord? Maybe it's your pride. Maybe it's a secret sin. Maybe it's a relationship that's dragging your soul into darkness. Whatever it is, it's time to choose. Do you serve Allah or yourself? You don't want to miss what's coming next. Section 4. A united ummah, the we of sacrifice. We don't perform Qurbani as individuals in isolation. We do it together, as an ummah. From the hills of Indonesia to the deserts of Morocco, from the bustling streets of Karachi to the quiet villages of West Africa, millions of Muslims raise their hands and declare, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Here I am, O Allah, answering your call. Isn't it breathtaking? For once we are not divided by culture, language, or status. Qurbani unites us in a single act of surrender. The butcher, the businessman, the student, the scholar, we all stand equal in front of the one who owns everything. And this unity isn't just beautiful, it's powerful, because it teaches us that true strength doesn't come from the self. It comes from sacrifice shared. When we give meat to the poor, we're not just feeding stomachs, we're healing hearts. When we smile and say Eid Mubarak, we're not just being polite, we're stitching a fractured ummah back together. Qurbani reminds us that we are not alone in this struggle. We cry together, we fast together, we sacrifice together, and inshallah, we will rise together. Look, around this Eid, notice how people hug tighter, smile longer, forgive quicker. Ever wonder why? Because when you cut something for Allah, He replaces it with barakah in places you didn't expect. So let's act like one ummah today and stay with, because what's coming next will change the way you see your own life forever. Section 5. A deep urgency and inspiration. My beloved brothers and sisters, when the day of judgment arrives and the earth gives up its secrets, when every sacrifice you made and every one you refused stands before you, what story will your soul tell? Let's be brutally honest. We don't know if we'll live to see the next Eid. We don't know if our name will still be written on the scroll of the living tomorrow. So this year, don't just prepare the animal, prepare your heart. Look deep inside. Find the thing that still owns you, the thing that keeps whispering, you can't let go of me. And then remember, every time you cut something for the sake of Allah, He replaces it with something far greater, a cleaner heart, a clearer mind, a soul that tastes peace, and ultimately, a place near Him, because sacrifice, true sacrifice, doesn't take something from you. It brings something out of you. You were not created to obey every urge. You were created to rise above them, and Qurbani is Allah's gift, His annual invitation, to become more than we were last year, stronger, freer, closer to Him. Don't let it pass like another ritual. Let it become your personal revolution. Like this video if your heart has been stirred by the power of Qurbani. Subscribe and walk this path with us. Because this channel is more than content. It's a movement, a revival, a family. Comment with, I choose sacrifice, if you're ready to cut the ego, the sin, the fear. Together we sacrifice. Together we rise. Together we return to Allah. Eid Mubarak. May your Qurbani be accepted and your soul be transformed.